This is lesson 20 and the warm-up for lesson 20, saying, and this is functions review, so we want to know the value of our function when f is 3. So that means we're just going to substitute in a 3 for our x. So this would be f of 3 equals negative 5 times 3 squared plus 3 minus 2. And what I do is I will put in parentheses. So I'll substitute in my value of my function for my input in parentheses, just like I did. So we're following order of operations. We need to do our exponents first. So negative 5 times 9 plus 3 minus 2. Now negative 5 times 9 makes negative 45 plus 3 minus 2. So negative 45 plus 3 makes negative 42, minus 2 makes negative 44. So the value of our function when x is 3 is negative 44. That's the point 3, negative 44 as an xy coordinate, or as an input-output, or as a domain and a range. They're all synonymous with each other. Homework questions we'll do in class. Today is a functions review and graphing by tables review. Our first example, deciding if the point is on the line. So could we tell if the point 3, 2 is on the line? If it's on the line, then when we substituted our values of x and y into our equation, the equation will work. So this is asking us to substitute in a 3 for x, so 2 times 3, plus, and a 2 for y, 3 times 2, and see if that equals 12. Well, 2 times 3 is 6, and 3 times 2 is 6, and 12 does equal 12. So that means that this point 3, 2 is on the line. So that means we've got a line. We don't know exactly how to graph this yet, but we know that our point 1, 2, 3 up to right here, that our line goes through that point, or that point is on the line. I could graph this. I know the x-intercept is at 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 right here, and our y-intercept is at 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so if we drew a line, that's what our line would look like. You'll learn more about that as we go on into the next unit. Our next example, rewrite the equation in function form, then graph using negative 6, negative 3, 0, 3, and 6 as the domain. So rewriting in function form just means to solve for y. So function form means to solve for y. What would I need to do to solve for y? We eventually want this to say y equals. So we want everything to get away from that y except for, everything except for the y. So we want to move, we don't want this 2x to be over there, so we're going to move that whole term over. Going to subtract the whole term. We've got 3 times y equals negative 2x plus 12. And then we don't want that 3 with that y, so we'll divide that 3 into everything. So y equals negative 2/3 times x plus 4. So that's rewriting our equation in function form right there. And then we want to graph it using some values for our denominator. So for our x value. So they want, if we were to make an xy, I'll make a horizontal xy t-table, and they want numbers that are negative 6, negative 3, 0, 3, and 6. So we'll substitute in a negative 6 first. So y equals negative 2/3 times negative 6/1 plus 4. Well, we can do a little little work here. First, I've got a negative factor and a negative factor. I know this is going to multiply together to make a positive number. So I'm not even going to worry about the signs anymore. I just know that it's positive. So we want to simplify here, and our 3 and 6 will simplify. 3 goes into 6 twice, 3 goes into 3 once. And so now 2 times 2 makes 4, so this is 4 plus 4. Y equals 4 plus 4, or y equals 8. So when x is negative 6, y is 8. That's the point. Negative 6, 8. Right there. That's our first point that we just did. Next, we'll substitute in a negative 3. So y equals negative 2/3 times negative 3 plus 4. Same thing here. We've got 2 negative factors, so I know it's going to be positive. I don't even care about it anymore. Those 3's will simplify, and we're left with 2 plus 4, which makes 6. So that's the point negative 3, 6, right there. Our next one, 0, y equals negative 2/3 times 0 plus 4. Well, anything times 0 makes 0. So that's 0 plus 4, which makes 4. So 0, 4 is our point. That would be right there. Our next one would be a 3. Y equals negative 2/3 times 3 plus 4. Now, how many negative factors do we have? 1, so we know our answer is going to be negative. Our 3's will simplify, so we've got negative 2. Negative 2 plus 4 is 2. So that was the point. 3, 2. 3, 2 right there. And then our last point out at 6, y equals negative 2/3 times 6 plus 4. I only have one negative factor, so I know my answer is going to be negative, so I'll write that in right off the bat. 3 goes into 6 twice, 3 goes into 3 once. 2 times 2 makes 4, so negative 4 plus 4. So y equals 0 there. So when we substituted in a 6, we got a 0. So that's the point 6, 0. So if we wanted to know what our range or what our domain was, our domain would be all our x values up here. Okay, so our domain is negative 6, negative 3, 0, 3, and 6. Our range is all our y values. That was 8, 6, 4, 2, and 0. Our homework for today is homework 20.